Hello, today I'm going to be talking about how cell phones have really impacted everyone's lives today and how it's changed our society and how it's also developed over the last 30 years. So, in 1983, the first cell phone that hit stores was the Motorola Dynatac 8000X, costing almost $4,000. Not very many people could afford this, and it wasn't very popular, only to the wealthy people. But over the years, they've become a lot cheaper and a lot popular, and the style of the phones have changed a lot. Um, they've become a lot smaller, able to fit in your pocket. There's internal antennas. There's flip phones. There's full keyboards, camera phones, touchscreen phones, which have um, helped with um, new technologies such as touchscreen TVs, touchscreen computers, and other appliances. Also, with services, the internet is on phones, and also texting is a big thing. Um, in 1995, only zero point 0.4 texts were sent per month per person. By 2035, texts per month per person, and today 6 billion texts are sent per day in just the US. That's a lot of texts. Phones are also used for so many different things, um, to a point where people depend on them so much. Um, I would say many teens nowadays are addicted to their phones. I personally don't think that I'm too bad with it, but it's always so upsetting when I lose or break my phone. I feel so disconnected from the world. I'm wondering what everyone's up to. All the pictures I've taken on that phone are lost. I use my phone as an alarm clock, so that's gone. Um, I I'd also have to take the time to turn on my computer to get quick access to the internet. Um, I think that phones are such an important invention and have developed into something really great, but there are also some disadvantages to them. For example, there are 1.6 million car crashes per year that are caused by cell phone use and driving. This is a very serious issue. People need to learn to break that addiction and set aside their phone for however long their journey is, or get a passenger that can text for you if it's really that important. But actually, no text is as important, or phone call is as important as your life or someone else's life. Um, Cyberbullying is another disadvantage to cell phones. It's a new form of bullying that is done through technology and the internet. Um, Teens feel more powerful behind a computer screen and behind the screen of a cell phone. And the only way to get rid of it is to delete social media um, accounts and change your phone number, and no one should have to do that. Um, Another disadvantage is that it's really costly. Um, you have to pay for the phone, you have to pay for the internet plan, and the texting plan, and the calling plan, and sometimes even international plan. So it all adds up to a great amount per month. Also, people can be very rude with their phone. For example, just bringing it out to dinner or to the movies. It's like bringing another friend with you and only talking to that friend while you're with someone else. Um, but while there are a lot of disadvantages to cell phones in our society, there are also a lot of advantages. Um, the main advantage, I think, is in emergency situations. Um, if your car breaks down, you can have your phone, call AAA. They'll be right there. And also, if you have any kind of emergency, you can call 911. You don't have to be in a public place or be in your home to call 911 in case of an emergency. I know my grandma, we got her a phone. I think she's 85, and she lives on her own, and that's really not safe. So we got her a simple cell phone to call 911 in case of an emergency, or call my dad. Um, Also with college, I'm so glad that I have a cell phone, my own cell phone, because while I'm at college, because I can't imagine not talking to my mom every now and then and keeping updated with how my old friends are doing. And it's just a good tool to have at college. Um, Social media is another really big thing with cell phones. Um, it's it's a good thing to have to keep in touch with your loved ones and see what they're up to without having to like call them and maybe interrupt their time and having to travel to see them. Um, they're also a good way to share photos and memories. I know when I went to Italy last spring, I took so many photos and I wanted to share them with just about everyone I knew. So putting them on social media and sending them through texts and everything like that um, really saved me a lot of time sharing my pictures. Um, the internet is so useful on cell phones. Um, you have access to so much information in the palm of your hands. I know when I was sitting down with my aunt and my sister, they were arguing about when the 19th Amendment was passed, and within seconds, I could tell them that 1920 was the correct answer. Um, and it's just really useful. The cell phones help out the economy too. Businesses are rising constantly with the phones, plans, phone accessories, apps, music, and it supplies a lot of jobs for our country too, and also around the world. So that's a very good advantage. Because cell phones have become so immersed in just about everyone's lives today, people don't really realize how important they are until they're gone. Um, I know many older people who hate cell phones and think that they are ruining our society. Um, but in my personal opinion, these people just don't realize all the great things that can come out of cell phones, or they don't know how to use their cell phone. But when when my mom, for example, always complains by saying all kids do these days is play on their phones, but I just simply reply by saying welcome to the 21st century. And this is so true. Technology such as cell phones is just starting to develop. Um, it's going to continue for years and years, so we might as well get used to it. Um, to me, it's just so crazy to think about how the generation before us grew up without cell phones. Like, it's also similar to how that generation thought it was so crazy to think about people living without using a light bulb. That's how I interpret it. Um, so, in conclusion, we really just started using cell phones, and it's going to continue whether we like it or not. So everyone should get used to it and start um, being safe with their phones and being smart with their phones and just using it for good reasons, and we're going to be using them for years and years, so with all of its advantages and disadvantages. So, thank you for your time.